America. I'm Tom Hand, creator of Americana Corner, and welcome to Preserving America. Today we are spotlighting one of our Americana Corner grant recipients, Colonial Williamsburg, in beautiful Williamsburg, Virginia. And joining us is Jack Gary, its Director of Archeology. Welcome, Jack.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for having me. Great to be here. Look forward to talking about the project.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Before we start talking about the project, can you tell us a little bit about how Colonial Williamsburg came to be and its mission?
Yeah, sure. Colonial Williamsburg, for those who don't know it, is the largest living history museum in the world. The vision was to recreate the colonial capital of Virginia so that the public could understand the events, the people, the daily life that happened in this town as it led up to the American Revolution. And so we've been doing that almost 100 years. We're getting ready to celebrate our centennial in 2026. So we are excited to be doing this for 100 years, and we've got a lot more work ahead of us.
What's the significance of Williamsburg during our colonial era?
Yeah, this was a hotbed of revolution, of revolutionary ideas. It was here that Governor Dunmore, the royal governor, disbanded the Burgesses, disbanded the government, and that's when folks like Patrick Henry, Thomas Jefferson began to come together, meeting in kind of in secret to begin with in the Raleigh Tavern here in Williamsburg, and started to put together the ideas that they would then take on to Philadelphia. It was finally codifying the American Revolution and the Declaration of Independence. So a lot of the Virginia sentiments that were taken into that were fomented here in Williamsburg.
Can you tell us a little bit about the significance of the Powder magazine in Colonial Williamsburg?
Yeah, the Powder magazine, which sits at the center of town, it is a brick two-story octagon. It was built in 1715 under the direction of Governor Spotswood, and it was built as a building to house gunpowder and arms and armament for the colony, for the use of the defense of the colony. And it really became the center of action anytime there was a conflict. So during the French and Indian War, a lot of attention was placed on the Powder magazine, and they built a wall around it at that time. But it was really what happened right on the eve of the American Revolution, or actually right at the beginning of the American Revolution, with the gunpowder incident, that the building really takes center stage in April of 1775, when the royal governor, Lord Dunmore, ordered some of his troops to seize the gunpowder that was being stored inside the Powder magazine in order that it cannot fall into the hands of colonial militias. And as you can imagine, that did not go over well with the residents of Williamsburg having the gunpowder that everyone saw as being there for the defense of the colony. This was not the property of the king. This was the property of the colony, and had now been stolen, as they saw it, by the royal governor. And militias formed. And this was happening just right after Lexington and Concord. News hadn't gotten here yet. But as soon as it did,
that. I thought it was in response to that. Oh,
it wasn't in response to Dunmore didn't even know about Lexington and Concord yet, but he was feeling pretty uneasy with the sentiments that were being passed around Williamsburg and the tension that it really formed. And he's able to calm everybody down briefly until word of Lexington and Concord reached Williamsburg, and local militias again formed. Were ready to march on Williamsburg. However, cooler heads prevailed, and eventually the dispute was settled. But 300 pounds sterling was paid to Patrick Henry in restitution for the gunpowder that was stolen. However, people wanted the gunpowder back. Actually, that's what they really wanted. But that kind of helped to smooth things over. Dunmore and his family hightailed it out of Williamsburg and never returned. But that really, I think, cemented Virginia's feelings of revolution when that happened. I think everyone started to come together and realize, okay, we're in this. And so, yeah, it's a pretty major event, both in American history, but definitely here in Williamsburg.
Tell us a little bit about the project at the Powder magazine and how the grant that Americana Corner has given you is helping.
Yeah, and we're very appreciative of it. Amazingly, the Powder Magazine, despite it being one of the 89 original buildings, and it being built in 1715 and having sat in the center of town since then, has never been excavated archaeologically. We've never really investigated the building. And I think it's because everyone referred to the magazine as looking, it's always looked that way.
Sure.
Just kind of become, why do any research on it? That's what it looked like. But we've come to realize that it has changed over time. And in preparation for 2025, which will be the 250th anniversary of the gunpowder incident, we wanted to make sure that it was, it looked like it did at the period of the gunpowder incident, and that we were accurately interpreting the events that happened there and just how the building functioned. So in comes archaeology in order to better understand what this structure looked like. And we knew that it had changed over time, but we weren't exactly sure in what ways it had changed. So we developed a program of archaeology to excavate about 75% of the area in what's called the courtyard, and let the archaeology tell us what was wrong with the building, how can we restore it more accurately, and what kind of activities were happening there that we can recreate for our guests.
That is really cool. This whole thing is just exactly what the Americana Corner grant program is supposed to do. We want to get money to people that are restoring the past or preserving the past, and we just love what you guys are doing there. Please keep us in mind. We have our grant program coming up for 2023. The window is November 15th to December 15th. Please keep us in mind. We'd love to help you out again if you have the need. Well, thank you, Jack. This has been wonderful. I'm sure we can talk about this stuff all day. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And until next time, may your love of country lead you.